Now we'll move on to question 7. You're playing in an important 18-hole competition. It's one of those days when everything feels easy. You are playing with the innocent self-belief of a child and your putter feels like a magic wand in your hand. After the 9th hole, your partner adds up your score. Which statement most closely reflects your feelings? Well, that's quite a long question, and you'll be glad to know that it was twice as long before I cut it down. But the reason that I include it is that, as I mentioned earlier, every day I get emails from my clients from all over the world, and that's always my first job in the morning to answer those. And once people have mastered the 3 quantum rules of Zen golf, this is the area where they seem to have the most problems. And the first answer to that question is it's the kiss of death, the curse of the winning card. And that's a very common reaction that people have, and it doesn't matter whether it's the first time that a person's in contention for winning the monthly medal, or the first tournament of professionals in contention for, or even the first major. This kind of pressure can ruin your card, as that option explained. And the reason is that you've been playing, describing when your putter feels like a magic wand in your hand. I mean, that's another way of describing the zone. So if you're playing out of your skin, then your partner helpfully tells you how great your score is after the 9th hole. And what happens, or what can happen to a lot of people, is that straight away their left brain kicks in, it starts getting logical, it starts saying, this can't continue, you've been really lucky, let's play conservatively, let's try and keep a reasonable score going for the rest of the round, let's play the percentage game. And those are what options 2 and 3 are. And, they're not good options, because if you're in the zone, you need to stay there. And if that left brain is trying to drag you away from the zone, then you are going to play safe, and you may well post a reasonable score, but you might not. But even if you do, you've deprived yourself of that opportunity of really having the round of your life by letting go, by trusting your swing and staying in the zone. So anything in golf that moves you away from the right brain, away from the zone, back towards the left brain, you have to develop strategies to learn how to deal with that, and that's what I coach people in. And the 4th option was a deliberate mistake. I will concentrate on playing 1 hole at a time, and a number of people wrote to me and said, well, actually I'm going to concentrate on 1 shot at a time. And of course they're absolutely right, but I did deliberately put it like that because I wanted people to think. There are loads more of mistakes in the quiz, the typos and spelling and all the rest of it that aren't deliberate, and I apologise for those, and I will get around to correcting them as soon as I can. But on a deeper level, I think this question is also worth further comment. And I'll give you an example. The 2009 US PGA tournament, which, if you remember, the last few holes were absolutely the most stunning and exciting that I can remember in recent times. And it was a shootout between Tiger and the South Korean gentleman Yang. And of course it was the first time that he'd been in contention. And I just remember the 18th hole. Both of the players were having lucky breaks, they were bouncing off trees, bouncing off the grandstands, back into the middle of the fairway, and for once Tiger wasn't able to capitalise on this luck. We'll talk about luck later, because I got some views on that. But anyway, on the 18th, neither of them hit brilliant drives. Tiger was in the best position on the right, Yang was behind a tree on the left, and the pin was on the left, and all the trouble was on the left. But par for him would almost certainly have been enough to win him his first major, and so I expected him to go for the safety shot. Well, I should have had more faith, because Yang reached immediately for his utility club without talking to his caddy, without thinking about it too much apparently, and hit a brilliant shot straight over the trees, straight over the bunker, took on the contours of the green and put himself in contention for a birdie putt, which of course he nailed. And it's not often you see Tiger with a defeated look on his face, but he definitely did then. Now, we should be very careful when we make predictions about the future, but I'm going to make one now. When I watched that TV, I've told you how exciting it all was. I felt that we'd seen something more important than just one major. I think we saw a tipping point. I think for many years, golf has been, at the top level, has been US-centric and then European-centric. Well, my prediction for the future is that it's going to be more Southeast Asia-centric. So will Yang make another major? Who knows? Will his fellow countrymen and from that region of the world, men and women, win more important tournaments? I think they will, and it's going to be interesting to find out what happens. History will judge. So there you are, that's question 7, with quite a lot more to think about than it might be apparent at first sight.